What's up, everybody? All right, so today I want to talk about the channel update moving forward and the things that are happening right here and changes about to come. So, as always, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, show your boy some support and some love, man. Honestly, look, that's another thing too that has to do with this channel. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of people slacking. They're not watching the videos as much, and that's understandable. You get what I'm saying? Because I just keep it 100. I'm not gonna be here fake and just be like, hey, this and that, and pretend to be who I am. Nah, I am who I am, and I've always been like that. And some people are gonna agree, some people are not, but it is what it is. And that's why today's topic is just the channel update moving forward. Because I'm be real with y'all, lately I've been kind of like just watching and seeing where the channel is at, and you get what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate everybody for watching and all that good stuff, but the views lately they've been slacking, honestly. It just has me at a point where I'm like, you know, should I even continue putting in so much work and all this effort into these videos and stuff? And like I'm really tired of talking about James Gunn, because I'm tired of talking about James Gunn. Honestly, there's other things that we could be talking about and focusing, and all these trolls that are coming left and right. I'm just tired of it, honestly. And for you having your own opinion, people come at you and they just try to talk, and they want you to accept their point of view and just for you to be what they want you to be. Look, I'm tired of that. I'm not going to be who somebody else wants me to be. I'm not going to talk about what other people want me to talk about when it comes to like things that I don't really, care about, honestly. And look, since day one, since I've been talking on this channel, and if you've been following me for a while, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I still represent and I will keep on talking about Restore the Snyderverse. I'm not talking about it as much just because it's just not really a lot of updates and things like that. But at the same time, like seeing how we're heading into this shitty reboot that is about to take place, it just gets more and more, you know, not concerning, but at the same time, it's like, look, man, like I don't expect nothing good to come from all this and things like that. So it's ridiculous, honestly. You're still getting more views than a certain YouTube I know who have more subs. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Just saying that says a lot. I appreciate that. But at the same time, it's like, look, besides DC, I am gonna be talking about different things. Video games, anime, like other movies, the toys and stuff that I collect and things like that, just because I want to have variety for everybody to enjoy and things like that. I don't want to just stay as a DC channel and just focus about DC, because damn, everybody has a freaking opinion. Like you can't say you like this because then you have this crowd coming at you. You can't say that because you have that other crowd coming at you. It's just ridiculous lately. And look, honestly, this whole thing with DC is a full mess. We already know it's DOA. It's completely going to tank. And the same thing when it comes to the Transformers community. Look, I'm a hardcore Transformers fan, not to the point where like, damn, I like everything. For the most part, I enjoy some of it and stuff like that. But I still enjoy what Michael Bay was giving us. And a lot of people have a hard time accepting that and dealing with my point of view. It's like, yo, if you don't like my point of view and you don't share it, that's understandable. You don't have to come here and like talk smack and say all these things that you don't really want and don't understand. That's fine. I'm talking to the fans that do like it, that do understand it, that whatever reason they enjoy it, so be it. Whatever it comes from it, then so be it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be something that I'm not in this channel, because those that have been following me for a while know what's up. And you might call this, oh, you're ranting and you're venting and stuff like that. Look, sometimes we need to talk. It needs to be addressed, honestly. And if I don't see the views going up and moving, it's just telling me something straight up. So now, if you're in the chat, wherever you are right now, drop in the chat so I know what type of content you want to see me talk about. Because like I said, like I'm doing some updates behind the scenes and just working on stuff. And I want to see what some of y'all want, like when it comes to like videos and things like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, these videos take a long time to make. Even when I make them like under 5 minutes, they could take 2 hours to make. Like the editing, the rendering. The longest part is rendering, and if the file doesn't render right, you have to do it from scratch again. And sometimes these videos, like a 5 minute video, depending on the file size, it could take you like almost a good 30 minutes, depending on like how it runs and stuff like that. So that's why, like I say, I'm asking y'all, do a favor. Let me know in the comments what type of content you want me to talk about besides DC. I'm going to keep on talking about DC, but I'm also want to, I also want to talk about different other things too. When it comes to like all these things within the entertainment business, whether it's movies, gamings, comics, whatever it comes to, all that stuff like collecting and things like that. Did I see the border? Oh, the Badlands trailer. Yeah, that looks good. Honestly, that looks really dope. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to it. Like enough with all these shield type of movies and messages. I'm tired of all that in this business. When it comes to gaming, movies, when it comes to whatever, I just want to see good, badass, solid entertainment, and I know majority of you all want that too. And we're seeing that this whole thing is completely a mess all overall, addressing the problems of entertainment and everything else. All right, cool, cool. I could do that too. That's why I try to talk about those things and just throw them in there. And what I've noticed too, like when it comes to these videos that I'm posting and putting, I've noticed that probably within those 4 minutes, a lot of information is starting to get crammed, and people are missing sometimes the point of the videos. So they're like, oh, but this and that is like, do you not just watch the video? Literally, I just spoke about it, or like, it's just things where it's like it's coming down where I'm gonna have to just narrow things and just stick to one thing. Now, when it comes to DC, I get it. There's a bunch of news coming out left and right. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said this a while ago, and I'm gonna say it again, but there's a reason why I'm gonna say it. I don't really want to talk about too much about James Gunn, just because one, I don't want to give him ideas how to fix his shitty universe and this whole reboot. Now, while we're on that topic, I'm jumping around, I get it, but I want to say this. So there's other YouTubers, whoever is listening out there, you're probably going to come across this, or you're probably going to hear this later, you're probably hearing it now, whatever. The point is, we need to stop giving James Gunn ideas on how to fix his reboot. That's it. They're listening, they're watching, and they're fixing it. They went back and they started reshooting, and they're addressing all the problems that we're talking about. This is why you don't hear me talking about how to fix the DCU, because they're going to fix it. And when it does get fixed and it does succeed, like shitty Minecraft is about to hit $1 billion. Tell me how the hell is that movie so damn successful? And it's not that I'm salty. It's just stupidity is what's selling. And that's what comes and awaits with the next Superman. Don't give me no excuses. Don't tell me otherwise. We're in a day and age where everybody is thriving and living off of stupidity. And it's sad because you don't have good movies getting, the fans out there, because everybody wants to see dumbass movies where a zombie riding on a chicken. Why? How? It doesn't make sense. That's not movie. That's not cinema. What is that? Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, social media. That's the level where we are right now. And at the rate that we're going, if we keep on giving ideas to James Gunn, fix this or do that, repair this and change this, change that. Guess what they're doing? They're watching and they're fixing it. They're fixing it, people. This is why I'm telling y'all, a lot of people, especially big YouTube channels, are giving way too many ideas to James Gunn, and they're listening, they're taking notes, and they're fixing it. So when that movie does make the numbers that nobody's expecting, is because most of the community is supporting them without doing it on purpose. And that's where I'm trying to tell everybody, look, when I put these videos, I'm gonna tell you straight up, if it's one person, if it's 1,000 people, whoever's watching it, I'm keeping it real. But then you got other YouTubers, because they have following and they have all these people and everybody's following the crowd. Y'all missing the point. You're missing the point. A lot of people want to restore the Snyderverse, but you know what I see? Not a lot of people are coming together for it. I'm telling you straight up. We were more united when it was released, the Snyder Cut, because everybody was with that one goal. After that, everybody like completely evolved and everything just branched out. And you have like 1,000 tweets of different hashtags. Yo, stop, chill with that. Too many hashtags. You don't need too many hashtags. Just stick to one hashtag. That's it. That's it. We're all missing the goal. And in the end, WB, David Zaslav, Peter Safran, and James Gunn are all watching with their minions. They're taking notes and they're like, oh, they don't like this, we're going to fix it. They don't like that, we're going to fix it. I'm telling y'all, a lot of people are slacking and we're not being united. And that's the problem when it comes to that. This is why you see that I've been quiet lately. I've been quiet and I've been watching, but a lot of people are not showing their support. Go look at the videos that I posted, that the most recent one, talking about the stocks. That's facts right there. And half of the people don't even want to watch it because the reality hurts. So why should I keep on putting these videos, spitting all these facts when nobody's going to watch them? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm trying to like let everybody know about that. It gets to a point where I'm like, yo, do I even continue making these videos because people ain't watching? So what's the point? I'm bringing y'all the updates. I'm bringing y'all the news. I'm trying to keep you up to date and stuff with the statistics, but they're not being watched. See what I'm saying? Now, if I go ahead and make a video about, oh, like bowing down to James Gunn and selling out, I'm not going to do that because that's not in my nature. I refuse to watch Minecraft. And I've been telling y'all, that movie was supposed to flop. What happened? I have no clue. That movie's about to hit $1 billion. Tell me how the hell is that happening? Because it's stupidity. That's why. It's stupidity. And that's what's selling. That's what I'm telling y'all. When it comes to everything that's going on with James Gunn, this whole DCU, that's exactly the route that it's heading. Stupidity. And that is my concern as a fan. Because the way that it's going, and with all these YouTubers talking about, oh, I would do this and I would change that. I wouldn't put this and I would put that. Stop giving them ideas. You're not even getting paid for them. Stop giving WB and all these shitty companies your ideas. If you're not making profit off of it, stop giving them ideas, please. This is why you don't hear me talking about, oh, I would fix this and I would fix that. Hell no. I'm not going to help James Gunn and all this reboot that they're doing. Let them go down on their own. When people are like, oh, we messed up, we need to do this, we need to fix that, they're watching, they're listening, they're taking notes. This is why they're doing when they do early screenings and stuff multiple times, because they're getting the people's reaction. Remember, everything is on James Gunn's shoulders right now. And if you keep on giving them free ideas, oh, you should change this, oh, you should change that, what are they doing? That's exactly what they're doing. When they got backlash with that whole picture of Lobo, what did they do? They fixed it. If you haven't seen the pictures are out there right now. Other YouTubers are talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm be honest with you, I'm bored of it. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm bored of this whole DC and talking about DC. It's like other bigger and better things to be talking about instead of that. That's not the only brand that's out there. We know that it's trash. We know that it's tanking. We know it's going to completely flop. But if it does succeed, I'm telling y'all straight up, that's going to put me in a whole different situation and a whole different mindset, because I'm going to be like, yo, I've been telling y'all for a while, we need to stick together. And majority of the people are not, because everybody's trying to be now, oh, well, my hashtag got, this many views and this other hashtag. Yo, stop it, please. Stop it. We need to chill with that. Like, straight up, it's just too much. It's too much. It's making us look bad. And I've been saying that for a while. Stick to those two hashtags. What's the goal we're fighting for? The Snyderverse. So why the hell do we trend and we're moving away from that into sell Zack Snyder's Justice League or whatever it is? And even that has morphed into something else. We're missing the point, people. That's the whole point that I'm trying to say. And I'm emphasizing, stick to the goal. You want the Snyderverse restored? Just restore the Snyderverse. You want the air cut released? Just release the air cut. You don't have to put air cut, blah, 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 blah. It's just too sloppy. It's getting out of control, people. And that's the whole point we're missing. If we all stuck together, like we did with the Snyder Cut, right? Release the Snyder Cut. Everybody was using that everywhere worldwide. And look at what we did. United, we made a change. We made a change, damn it. You can't come here and tell me otherwise. So what happened now? Everybody's just like, all right, whatever. Oh, sell it to Netflix or sell it to this one. And then it becomes a hashtag. We need to stop with that. We really do. This is why you see that they're doing reshoots. This is why they're editing. This is why they're fixing it. They're going to do a lot of change. My friends, we need to stick together to the plan. If not, I'm telling you right now, July 11 is going to determine what's going to happen. If this movie makes the money that they're expecting and we see that it happens and it repeats like Minecraft, I'm telling y'all right now, it's over. It's over, my friends. We can't let that happen, but we need to take action now. This is why, like, I see other channels that they're growing fast. I've been around this platform for a few years. I didn't take this shit seriously until probably like the past year and a half. And the channel is growing. But lately it's been cooling down. And I'm like, yo, so what's up? You see what I'm saying? But then you got newcomers coming out, posting up videos, and their shit's growing. I'm like, yo, so then why should I even keep on fighting? You get what I'm saying? And these people have large followings and they're not even fighting. And that's why I'm like, well, shit, like I'm here trying to put in and fighting all this for everybody. but I'm barely getting views. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, and that you also have to understand, people, the algorithm on YouTube is funny. It when it wants, it makes a video go good. When it wants to, your video will be straight up in an abyss, and you're never gonna find it, even if you're subscribed. Because I've been hearing some people telling me I'm subscribed and I don't see your notifications to probably a day or two later, and I'm like, what the hell? But that I have no control over that. Same thing with comments. Like YouTube has a strange platform sometimes, but it is what it is when it comes to that. That's why, like now, like I said, this channel update moving forward, besides restore the Snyderverse, I'm going to be talking about different other things. You get what I'm saying? And it's like I have to do it. I want to keep on sticking to the same thing, but if I'm not getting the support, I'm not getting the views like it's supposed to. I mean, that's telling me already, yo, people are not interested. So you get what I'm saying? After 2 or 3 videos, I'm like, all right, let me move forward and stuff, just not talk about it. And I see other channels that they're covering DC and they're covering Superman, and that's why you don't see me talking too much about it unless it's something like really like, oh wow, damn, we really have to talk about it. And even like that, those views are not coming up. So I'm like, all right, whatever, like, let me just talk about something different just because of that. And it's like, it's just at a point where I'm like, you know what? Like, do I keep on even talking about this stuff? Like, I love putting this content for y'all. I really do. But it gets to a point where it's like, honestly, on a daily basis, I'm telling you straight up, I'll record a video and it could take, like I said a little while ago, it could take up to 2 hours to get one video up. That's how long it could be. And with my personal life and like things like that, I'm still doing these videos. Y'all saw last year during like flu season, I was sick and I was still putting in these videos. So it's like it kind of gets me to a point where I'm like, damn, like what the hell's going on? You get what I'm saying? Like I try to do collabs with other YouTubers. Some have come through, some have happened, others don't, because they don't respond to messages. They completely ignore me. They don't want to network. So there's so much that I could do. You get what I'm saying? I see your messages from everybody. I see your posts and things, and like on the chats and things or whatever. But the thing is, like, there's so much that I could do. Sometimes y'all have the power. You're the fans. Reach out to other YouTubers if you know them. Send them a message. If they're ignoring me directly, yo, y'all speak up also. And it's like, let's try to stay united. That's what we need to do, honestly. And like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not turning my back or anything. I'm gonna still keep on talking about it. But sometimes it's like, yo, like I too need motivation from y'all. And it's like, damn, like look, I put a video. Well, it was like probably like a week ago, and that video, let me see if it even reached 1,000. The one with Jason Momoa that he sold out. To me, he sold out. I don't give two shits what anybody tells me. That dude sold out. Like straight up. And that other guy, can't remember his name right now. The Luca, he's another sellout. And like I see it. Like I'm like, hold on, look, I'm checking out right now the videos just so y'all can see. All right, I posted a video 3 days ago. It's only at $5.95. That's the one with the stocks, with Netflix and all that stuff. Barely got any views. So you see what I'm saying? So when I'm bringing y'all the facts, I'm bringing you the facts, but some people don't want to watch it. But then you got other YouTubers bullshitting saying, "Oh, I call it real. I keep it real." Motherfucker, go do the research that I'm doing. This is real right here. See what I'm saying? Oh, but then they want to go over there because he's new and upcoming or whatever the hell it is. Yo, like I've been bringing this shit to y'all for a while and letting y'all know. But it's like, what's up? Another video that I posted the other day, the one with James Gunn. Like all he cares about is himself. That video only has 1,000 views, so it just tells you, it's like, yo, like the other one that hasn't even reached 1,000. I'm like, all right, so certain things I'll post and I'm gonna just start focusing. Others I'm just not, honestly. I'm just not. I'm not gonna be talking too much about James Gunn starting, this week, unless it's something massive. Because I can see other channels are covering it and they're pretty much talking about it. And I'll be real with you. From here to July 11, it's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be the same shit you're gonna keep on hearing about James Gunn, the production with Supergirl and Lobo and Peacemaker, and it's just gonna be the same bullshit. I'm telling y'all. And then it's gonna get to July, and they're just gonna be fabricating more lies, and it's gonna be like, oh, it's the #1 movie, or this and that. Like, yo, it's just typical lies of WB, and it's crazy. Another thing too, The Accountant 2 is out. Why are we showing support to it? That's Ben Affleck. We want Ben Affleck as Batman to be back. How come those numbers ain't looking the way it's supposed to? See what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like at a point where I'm like, damn, man, like, we want all these actors and actresses, we want these things to happen, but then when the time comes, we really don't show that support, and it's kind of heartbreaking because it's like, damn, like that's speaking loud on its own, you know, and it just puts you in a situation where it's like, yo, like, are we really supporting and showing the support to the ones that really need it? It doesn't look like it. It really doesn't, you know. And like I said, you know, like this week, probably this week and a half, you saw that I haven't been posting videos that much. You all have seen it. Like I've been kind of like chilling and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting watching and observing. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, you have these other YouTubers that they have over 10,000. Some are about to reach 10,000. Some have passed 20,000. Some may pass 50,000. And they have the influence to be like, yo, you grew your channel on and with the Snyderverse community, and they clearly turned their back. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna mention them. And it's just like, damn, you know, like, where's everybody at now? You know, and it's like people are giving up, and it's like they just want, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna start supporting James Gunn. You can't come at me and tell me, hey, I'm a Zack Snyder fan, but I'm gonna give James Gunn a chance. Get out of here with that crap. Honestly, I'm a Zack Snyder fan. I'm a DCEU fan, and I will never, ever support James Gunn. James Gunn doesn't belong here at DC, honestly. He just doesn't. And with that being said, the same thing too. When it comes to Transformers, nobody besides Michael Bay gave good entertainment like he did. There's already 3 movies out there: Rise of the Beast, Bumblebee, and Transformers 1. All 3 of those shits didn't work. They did not work. 3 different directors, 3 different visions, 3 different take. There's no excuses. Where did the money come from? What built the brand of Transformers? Michael Bay. And look at where the brand is at right now. Down the shitter. The same thing with DC. Without Zack Snyder, everything has been clogged up in the toilet. It's been in the dumps. Nothing is working. And it's not going to continue to work. This whole reboot is going to be a big cluster. You get what I'm saying? Of a mess. A big cluster turd of a mess. And if a lot of people keep on saying and telling DC, hey, do this and do that, fix this, fix that, that's what they're going to do. And we're messing up because we're giving them free ideas. This is why you don't see me talking about that. I refuse to give my ideas for free to James Gunn. They're all watching, they're all listening, they're all taking notes, and they're all taking action. That's when it comes. When it comes to this. Now, it all depends on us. We already seen the tickets are already going up for sale for Superman over in Japan. This whole situation is kind of funky right now because look at it. The tickets are selling. I don't know if they're moving yet. I haven't really looked into it, but they're already starting to sell over in Japan. But you know what's going to hurt Superman? That there's not going to be a China release. And from what I know of, when it comes to the Japanese market, they're not all friendly about when it comes to that whole, you know, agenda and woke type of content. And if this Superman is going to bring that, from what we heard, you all heard, I don't know if you heard, but Rachel, the new Lois Lane, she's talking about this movie is not for everybody, especially if you're from like the 60s. What is that telling you? That this movie is going to be woke. Superman is going to be super woke. I'm telling y'all, get ready for that. Get ready for that. It's going to happen. We're talking about James Gunn. We're talking about somebody that has been working with Disney. You think that he's not going to bring that agenda here? Hell yeah, he is. Let's stop the bullshit. He is going to. And that's where you can see that all these fake fans are right now trying to support. They're trying to soften it up, and they get mad when you confront them. When you confront them online, they're like, yeah, we support it and this and that. And then they want to throw in the card of, well, I'm a Zack Snyder fan and I support James Gunn. No, 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 no. Hell no. You cannot go both ways. You just can't. You can't say, I'm going to eat steak, but I'm going to go ahead and eat imitation steak. No, it's either or. Which one you want? You want the real deal steak or you want the fake steak? I go with the real quality, which is with Zack Snyder and what we got with the DCEU, also known as the Snyderverse. I am not interested in what James Gunn is doing. I am not interested in what he's trying to put out. He's not fitted. His vision should not be taking place. How come James Gunn gets to pick and choose who the hell goes from the DCEU over to the DCU? But then when Zach was trying to do it, it's a problem. When David Ayer was trying to do it, it's a problem. You see the hypocrisy of the studio? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all, people. With this whole guy, what's his name? Mike DeLuca. Mike DeLuca is another sellout. Why? Look at what he did. He was saying, oh, that, his job was on the line if Minecraft would have tanked. And what happened? It didn't tank. So how the hell you going to explain to me and tell me that now they're almost about to reach $1 billion with Minecraft? That movie was supposed to tank. What happened? I have no idea. But again, stupidity is what sells. And that's where the problem is at right now. Today's day and age, everything revolves around stupidity. The more stupid that entertainment gets, it's like people love it. They praise it. And you better get ready because we're going to see a ridiculous Superman when it comes out. The main star of the movie is not going to be Superman. It's going to be Lois Lane. I can see what's going to come this way. And of course, we already know that because, oh, it's Superman, it's a reboot, people are going to go watch it. And they're trying to target, we already know, the young audience and the new generation. If the same thing happened with Minecraft, that's my concern that's going to happen with this shitty movie. And don't be surprised if that does happen. And I'm telling you right now, if Superman crosses the numbers and it outperforms, I'm telling y'all right now, it's over. It's over for us. I'm sorry to say, but that's the reality. You want Superman to tank? You want it to be not as successful? Stop giving ideas to James Gunn. Stop giving him free ideas on what to improve. Don't give him any feedback. All these YouTubers that have the following and they have the fans that support them, message to you: stop helping James Gunn with these ideas. Because when it all comes down to it, and we start getting a goofy Superman, and that's what succeeds, I'm telling you, you know what's coming next? A goofy Batman, a goofy Wonder Woman, and more silliness is gonna come. It's going to be just like with the Schumacher, version, if you want to say, of Batman and Robin or whatever it was during the 90s. And that's very nerve concerning. Honestly, as a fan, I'm like, I don't want that shit. I'm telling you straight up. I'm telling you right now, Superman makes those numbers, I am officially done as a fan of DC. I am done, you know? And that's the part where it just puts me in a situation as a fan, and it's like, that's why you don't see me talking about it no more. And then when I do, I'm just exposing them, you know? But apparently the truth hurts too much that some fans can't even stand listening to me. And that's cool, that's understandable. But it's who I am, it's real. I'm too real. I've always been like that. I can't sugarcoat nothing. See what I'm saying? Like, I've always been like that. And thanks to everybody that's still here, because I get some people are not gonna like the way that I come at it and things like that. It's understandable, you know. But the videos that I put out is not because I want to gain this audience and I want to gain that audience. No, it's I want to gain the fan that can relate to what I'm trying to say. You know, you don't have to like me, but at least hear the point of view that I'm trying to put out there, so you can see why I've gotten to that conclusion and why I think that way of whatever it is, whether it comes to movies, video games, whatever it is. Because when you start giving these corporations all this support, look at what's happening with Minecraft. That's a capital WTF. I'm so confused with Minecraft, and I've had people that are into Minecraft explain it to me, and I still don't comprehend it. I play Minecraft, but I'm like, what the hell does a zombie with a chicken have to do? What? I still don't get it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It's meant for that type of fan. I'm not that type of fan, so like, it is what it is, I guess. But it's just like I'm saying, like, just you're all gonna start seeing that I'm gonna be talking about different things, you know, and I'm probably gonna tone it down a little bit on DC just because I'm tired of it. You know, I really am. I'm really tired of talking about DC. I love DC, but I don't like the state that they're in right now, honestly. And as we get closer to Jurassic World Rebirth, I will be talking about that more. As we get closer to other movies, you know, like Predator and whatever and stuff like that, then yes, I will be talking about that. The same thing with the MCU. MCU's cooking up. They're starting to fire that grill, and I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, I'm getting excited again just because they're gonna be leading up to Secret Wars. And if you're not familiar with Secret Wars, go check it out. Just do some basic research, and it's going to be nuts. You know, like it's going to be insane, and that's crazy. You know, to be excited for the MCU compared to this whole DCU reboot, that tells you a lot. You know, WB has dropped the ball so bad, but in the end, it's going to cost them even more because the way that they are right now with this whole Superman, that they're trying to force it for people to accept it and be like, hey, you know, you're going to accept this reboot, you're going to accept this new Superman, and you're going to accept whatever we cram into it. Hell no. As a fan, I refuse. And you, if wherever you are, do the same thing too. Don't support this company. Don't, don't, because all they want is our hard earned money. And all they want to do is give us what they feel is right for us. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there's another update that I just came across. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that WB is going to take a lot of DC games off of the PlayStation Network. That is bad. So if you can, start buying physical games. One of them is going to be Arkham Knight, that was free on the PlayStation. So if you got it, I suggest you buy it physical because they're going to remove it from the PlayStation Network. Even if you got it for free, they don't care. They have it right. That's the bad thing about buying digital or owning something digital. When you have it physical, they can't take that away from you. So I would suggest buy it while you still can. Because once they remove it off their servers, I'm telling you, this is just WB trying to reboot everything that they're doing. Because I'm telling you straight up what I think. This is me speculating. Moving forward, WB is going to start putting so much bullshit that they're going to be like, you know what? We're moving forward with everything that has an agenda, just like Disney is doing. Because this is their goal. This is what they want. They want fans to accept all that. And the future generation to be like, oh, well, you're down with that? Okay, whatever, let's go with it. That's what they want. They don't care about the real customers like you and me. They care about those that are right now from this generation and the new ones because they want to go ahead and put all of their little agendas and whatever's going to work with their way, you know, when it comes to how they want you to accept their content. We can't allow that to happen, honestly, you know, and you can see that it's in the comics. In the comics, they're doing so much gender swapping, race swapping. The crap continues, honestly. And as a fan, I can't support that, honestly. You know, and when it comes down to all this, we all have to remember, it's all entertainment. But I want good entertainment. I don't want bullshit entertainment. I don't know about some of y'all, but I want good entertainment, and that's what it all has to come down to. And at the way that WB is doing right now, they're doing bad. They're gonna come out and say, "Oh, we're doing good. Things are looking good." No, they're not. Stop lying to us because those stocks are right in front of you. Those stocks, like, are right before you, and those numbers don't lie. This is why I made that video the other day, the most recent one. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Those are the facts, my friends. Those are the facts. Netflix stocks over $1,000. WB barely, barely is getting to $9, and then when they do, they stay low. Disney and what, like $50, less than 60, still bad, but better than WB. Netflix over 1,000. What does that tell you? That tells you that that company is winning, and they got Rebel Moon over there. So when people are like, "Oh, Rebel Moon's a failure," no, it's not. Say what you want, but they're winning. They're making money over there. That's all that matters. Zach is about to do Rebel Moon 3. And I'm about to talk about that on my next video that I already have recorded and ready to go. It's just I've been busy and stuff before I uploaded and things. But it's about Rebel Moon 3. So therefore, what is this telling you? that this company WB, that they're panicking. They know that this reboot is not going to work. They're just trying, and we're approaching. We're like 75 days away from the new Superman. So what do you think they're doing? They're ramping up their marketing, but their marketing is trash. And I'm not going to give them ideas on how to fix it and how to market. I don't get paid for that. They don't give me a check, so I'm not gonna tell them how to fix it. I can say my ideas, but I'm not going to. I refuse to do it. And I will tell you, if this movie tanks, I'm telling you right now, I will tell you why it tanked after July 11th. And the way that it is right now, it's looking like we're about to have a Minecraft repeat itself again. And that's what's concerning. That right there is what concerns me. Because again, I've been saying it for months. I've been saying it for months. We need to stay on course. Restore the Snyderverse. You want the Snyderverse restored, right? Or do you want it to be sold? Because shit, I'm gonna be real with you. I want the Snyderverse to be restored, not to be sold. How do I know that it's not going to change if Netflix or another company buys it? They can do whatever the hell they want. You think they're really gonna listen to us? Let's be real. If we won against WB when they were saying, "Oh, we're done, we're moving on," blah blah blah, and what do we have? The Snyder Cut by the same studio that said that they would not give us the Snyder Cut. This is why I do not talk about sell the Snyderverse until they're in like financially critical condition, and and they themselves are like, "Hey, it's up for sale." Then we should use that hashtag. But until then, I'm telling you straight up, no, no, straight up, honestly, you know. All right, let me take a. You rather wait instead of jumping to conclusions. Yeah, but you can see the way that they're heading right now. Honestly, it's clear. It's clear. Let's be real. You know, like this whole thing. I'm telling you, is just a mess. It's a mess beyond fixing. And I get it that Zach is back with that whole 300 is going to be taken off soon. That's not going to be anytime soon. That's probably going to be within the next 3 years. Because remember, he's busy right now with that UFC movie, the LAPD show or movie. I don't know what that's going to be. So that's two productions that he has that he's going to be very, very busy and he's going to be occupied. So rounding it off, maybe what, a year for both? That's 2 years he's out. And Zach said it himself. Once he's back, he's going to be focusing on Rebel Moon 3. He already has a script ready for it. He has things that he's worked on it. You can go look it up. You know, the interviews out there and stuff like that. It just came out in April. And I mean in February. And he's going to be occupied, you know? Now, could things change? Could things move forward faster? Yeah. Yeah, they can. And especially when there's money involved. That's when people are like, "Oh, so what about these people and what about those actors, actresses, whatever?" Like, "Oh, recast them." If you have to, you have to. But if not, just keep the same people just for continuity and stuff like that. Because what we want is the same goal. You know, we want the Snyderverse to be restored, and it's proven by now. It's proven. Nothing without Zack Snyder and the DC brand works. Nothing. Nothing is working. In the comics, okay, that's different. But when it comes to the live action movies, without Zack, it ain't working. It hasn't been working for years. It hasn't. And this right here with the Superman is going to prove everything. You know, this is why, like I said, you know, like on this channel, you know, the update that I want to talk about is that I, I'm still gonna be talking about DC. I'm not saying that I'm giving up and I'm done with it, but chances of you seeing me talk about a lot like before with, you know, especially with this whole reboot, it's just completely, it's too much. Like it's gotten to the point where it's like you can't say one thing, you say the other. Like people just come out and they feel entitled that they could talk to you a certain way and say things that they feel is okay. But then when you call them out on their bullshit, you know, like, oh, they get offended, they get mad, they get hurt, right? Oh, that's different, right? No, man. You come with respect, you'll get respect, you know, honestly. And yeah, it's true, Pedro. That's true. This is a war. This is exactly what we're in. This is what I was saying a while ago. We're in the middle of this war, and you know, of course, it's invisible. It's not literal. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh, what war? I don't see no war." Look, if you don't see what I'm talking about, then you just don't understand. And this is something we've been talking about on this channel for a while. I was like, this war is going to intensify, and it's already here. It's been here for a while. And we could see how WB is trying to pull the strings, and they're just trying to have things the way that they want, that's going to favor them. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want channels like mine. They don't want channels like, other YouTubers talking about this stuff and exposing them. They don't like that. They're gonna make it difficult, and probably that's why the algorithm on my channel with my videos is probably happening too, because they're probably in bed with YouTube, and they just don't want you to see the real content that we put out, with the real message behind it. And it's wild. It's wild, and it's like it's just getting to a point where it's like, like, do I even keep on talking about this type of content? Like, people are not really watching, so why put in all that work? you know like I said, I enjoy putting these videos for y'all, like doing this research and looking at things, and gathering all the info that I can in a short time span, just because as the rendering is what takes long on these videos. This is why you see that I'm streaming right now, because it's faster, it's easier, we just get to the point. When you make a video, it renders, and if it crashes, you have to start over. So anybody that does videos and understands and knows what I'm talking about, the struggle that it is behind, when you're editing these videos. And by the time sometimes the news that I'm putting, or like whatever it is, something new came out. So it's like, damn, it's hard to keep up with it. And it's like, I'm not gonna go back and render after I rendered a 35-minute video and then go back to add like a 2-minute clip. It's so time consuming. Now another thing too, when it comes to the clip, some people might be like, oh, why you don't put videos in your background? Why you don't put like media, like other channels and stuff like that? I'll tell you why. Plain and simple. Copyright material. That's why. I am not putting content from WB or Marvel or Sony or whatever, because then they want to hit my channel with a copyright strike. And that happened when I used that clip from Darkside. WB hit me directly with a copyright strike before I even started monetizing on this channel. So what did that tell you? That they saw, hold on, his channel's growing, he's getting views, he's using our content, we're gonna hit him now. So when he starts making money, they start making money off of me. It won't go to me. It'll go directly to them. This is why you see that I don't put content on my videos. And when I do, I only use pictures, because pictures you could use. But video, they like to strike it like if it's copyright material, when it's not. But it is what it is. What can you do? I mean, it's their movie, it's their content. So that's why you don't see me do it. And you see other channels that have spoken about it, and they even said it, that WB likes to come after them. Of course, because they want to get royalties any way possible, and they won't stop. They will keep on. And when they see that they can, even if you put a clip that's 2 seconds, they still want to claim it and still want to collect, because they see that you're getting views. That's why. That's why you don't see that I put no type of videos in the background playing. Other channels that you see, that they're big channels and stuff like that, and they have videos and they're talking voiceovers and stuff like that. All those videos, don't think that they're making money, even though they're getting ads. They are. But that money is going directly to whoever owns the rights of that movie or that footage. If it's a WB movie, they're all getting the profit. They won't let you get a percentage. It goes straight to them, because they've already hit you with a copyright strike. You can play it, but you can't make profit off of it. That's why you don't see me put none of that content. And I'm not going to put no type of videos unless it's my own stuff. But like if it's from DC or Marvel and stuff, they're gonna come after you, and they will hit you, and they will win with a copyright strike. YouTube doesn't care. They will come after you because they claim it. And it's crazy, because then you have other YouTubers, especially this one clown that likes to take my videos and puts it on his channel and tries to talk about me, but it's okay for him to do that, right? And I've already hit that channel up with several copyright strikes, and YouTube doesn't do shit about it. So that's what I'm telling you. They pick and choose who they want to favor. And it's crazy. It's crazy, honestly. This is why, like I said, I'm not going to be talking that much about James Gunn. I'm not going to be talking about as much, especially with this whole DCU reboot. One, I'm tired of it. Two, it's bullshit. Three, I want to talk about different things also. And it's getting to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just exhausted of DC. I really am. I'm really exhausted with the studio. They don't give a damn about us. They really don't. So why should we care about them? This is why you see when I talk about them, I'm exposing them. I'm putting them out there. That's who they are, and they don't like that. And they don't like that. But it's okay. And like I said, We need to stop giving them ideas. We need to come together ASAP because we are getting closer to that release date, to July. And by the time you know it, look, today's April 27, 2025. We are literally under the 90-day mark to Superman. So what does that tell you? That we're getting closer. More people are watching. More people are listening. But with that, you know, hey, it's just a support. That's it. I don't ask y'all for money. I don't sit here and ask y'all for money. I just ask y'all, yo, support the videos, watch the videos. That's it. But if I don't see that that's getting support, I'm telling you right now, I'm just not gonna be making content about that no more. Because it's just showing me. It's like, all right, so nobody's watching. Why am I gonna put in all this effort into making these videos, but in the end they're not even being watched? See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, like I'm putting these statistics out there. I'm putting these facts out there. But if they're not being watched, I mean, why am I even gonna waste like 2 or 3 hours and then in the end just to get like barely any views? And it's like it just gets to that point where it's like, yeah, that's not it's not working. It's not. Again, numbers don't lie. And that's telling me, all right, people are not interested in this topic. And it's crazy too because the last few videos also that I made about Restore the Snyderverse, they barely got views. They barely got views. But then when I attached something Superman related, they got views. And I was like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it, honestly. Like something is up. Something is up. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do, like when it comes to just to that topic, when it comes to DC and stuff like that. And the other videos that I put, I get it, Transformers and probably like video games or whatever it is that I just talk about. Sometimes they do get views, sometimes they don't get views. This is why I do polls, because I'm asking y'all, what are y'all interested in watching, or like I'm just testing the waters to see and hear the feedback. And if some of y'all are not getting notifications, if you don't have the notification, obviously you're gonna miss out on the videos when I post up. But if you have the notification on and you're not getting the videos, then it's not us, it's the platform itself that they're trying to prevent people from watching the type of content. So I think maybe moving forward, like I said, if the videos that I start putting out, just let me know, not now, but like let me know once I start putting up new videos if you got it instantly. Hey, I got your notification. Or hey, even though I'm subscribed, I got the notification. I got it 2 days later. I got it a day later. I got it hours later. I just want to know, because again, it could just be the platform that they're playing games with us, and they're trying to silence us. Honestly, they're just trying to silence. WB is in bed with YouTube, and they're just trying to silence Restore the Snyderverse. That's it. I'm not biting my tongue no more. That's what it is. WB is going after channels, and they're trying to silence us because they're trying to keep us quiet as we get closer. WB knows that they're fucked. They know it. WB knows that they're fucked, and they're trying to silence real people like us from exposing them. And I'm sick and tired of all this censorship bullshit everywhere. I'm tired of it. I want to be able to talk and say what I want to say, how I want to say it, and tell the audience how it's supposed to be, because the audience needs to know. You all need to know the facts and how things are going on behind the scenes. And it's bullshit that we have to be censored to, play around with our words, because we can't say certain words, because if not, you get a strike. If not, you get banned. If not, this and that. It gets to a point where it's like, yo, people need to know what the deal is. That's what I'm saying. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It is just nuts. It gets to that point, honestly. That's why, like I said, I do these videos for your entertainment. Yes, I do it because I'm having fun and it's good stuff like that. But there's sometimes days that I'm gonna be real with y'all that I don't want to make videos, because it's just like, man, they're exhausting. And just seeing all these updates with James Gunn and the DCU, and the same thing with Transformers. You got fans from this type, and then the other ones. Everybody feels that they have some some way, shape, or form that they have to put their opinion. It's okay. You can have your opinion, but don't try to force it upon me and say my opinion is wrong because I don't agree with you, or vice versa. And if I see in the comments, look, you can say what you want, just keep it respectful. But once I see people start getting out of line or being too sarcastic, or they think they're just being funny, I just delete it. Honestly, I'm tired of the nonsense. We're here to enjoy ourselves, whatever it is that we're talking about, because that's what we are. We're fans. We enjoy this. We're fanatics of whatever it is that we're talking about, and you can see, and some of you, still tell me, oh, why is it that you always talk about DC when there's so many things to talk about? Because that's where I'm getting the most views from. Hey, go look at my videos. Go look at my videos. When I post a video about video games, I barely get views. When I post a video about something else, I barely get views. When I talk about something else, I barely get views. But let me talk about DC. Boom, you're gonna see the videos, the views. And it's people love that. For some reason, people enjoy it. When I put Marvel videos, it barely gets views. When I put other stuff, same thing, it barely gets views. But when I put DC, because that's what people are looking for, it's a hot topic. That's why I'm talking about it. You know, does it get tiring? Yeah, because I want to talk about other things too. But shit, if that's what's getting me views and people are watching, that's what I'm going to talk about. See what I'm saying? There's a market for it. You know, that's why it surprises me how I made that last video 3 days ago and it's barely gotten any views. And I'm like, well, damn, okay. So people are not interested in that, or they just don't care. So, you know, that's understandable too. But like I said, that's what, like I said, moving forward, besides DC, I will go back to what this channel started. Originally, when I started this channel, it was like with toy reviews and cool stuff like that, if you want to say, and that was getting me views back in the days. And I got away from it, so I still want to throw that, because I have a whole bunch that I collect and things like that. And I know people want to see reviews on it and stuff like that, so that's understandable. I want to do that. And besides, like I said, DC, because DC right now with this whole reboot and James Gunn, I'm just not interested, honestly. I'm just really, I have to force myself, guys and girls. I have to force myself to talk about some things. And I'm going to be real with y'all. This past week, I was filming. And when I film, I was like, I'm just not feeling it. I have probably like 6 videos I haven't uploaded just because I wasn't feeling them. And they're like, what, like 4 or 5 minutes long. And I was like, I'm just not feeling it. So if I'm not feeling it, I know y'all not going to feel it. So why am I going to put that? See what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, it just talk about certain things. And, it just gets to a point where it's like, all right, you know what? I have to really be like into the topic of whatever it is that we're talking about and stuff like that. No, I'm not saying that without without James Gunn, my channel is useless. I'm not saying that. You see how like that's another thing too. I see y'all trolls out there. You see, y'all always like to switch words and try to put things to your convenience. But you know what? Now that you're here, Peter, your comment's deleted just for that, for being a clown. You want to be a clown? I showed you what a clown is. And look, honestly, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You see, you just saw it live. People like to come out. Look, you see? Okay. So look, you straight up won yourself a free ban. All right. Peace. Yeah. Get out of here with that. See what I'm saying? That's exactly what all these James Gunn fans are about. You just saw it. They like to twist things around for their idea. That's how they are. They like to twist things around. The other day somebody asked me a question, a James Gunn fan. I responded to him politely and he twisted it. And I was like, oh, since you want to be like that, boom, delete and blocked. And you just saw that I just did that right now live, because that's how they like to be. They don't like to be, they don't like the light. They like to be in darkness. And when you shed a little bit of light on them, they're like vampires. It just like they melt. They don't like that. That's what they don't like. See what I'm saying? So whatever. I don't got time for that. But yeah, that's pretty much what it comes to this topic today. And like I said, like it it's just I had to be feeling the topic in order to talk about it. Or sometimes probably somebody's already spoken about it. I'm like, yeah, I pretty much covered it. So why do I even go back and talk about it? And as we continue to move forward, that we're getting closer to this whole release with James Gunn and stuff like that, it's just going to completely it's just gonna be lie upon lies. And just don't believe everything. Don't believe everything, because WB is gonna come out and say probably a ridiculous number in there. Oh, we're only expecting the movie to make 90 million. And then so when it makes like 300 million, oh, it's a success. You see, that's how they're working. That's the same thing they did with Minecraft. They were aiming real low. They had a high number, then they started dropping because they're like, oh, all right, we're gonna probably expect 100 million. And look at where they're at now. They're almost about to make 1 billion, just so they can have that and they could puff their chest and be like, oh yeah, you see, yeah, we have another hit on our hands. It doesn't matter if Minecraft makes 1 billion. It still doesn't matter. You know why? because your stocks are still shit. Come at me when your stocks are just like Netflix or higher, but they're not. They're not, honestly. And that's what tells you a lot completely, and it doesn't matter. Well, oh, they made $1 billion in Minecraft. It's about to be good for them. But where's going to go? Where's the majority of money going to go? Into loss. They have to pay people, they have to pay lots, they have to pay expenses, they have to pay materials, they have to, whatever it is. Where's that billion going to? Losses. See what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part. That's the gun ain't paying my bills, man. Right out of here with that, man. Piss off with that. James Gunn ain't shit, honestly. All right, the more they continue to troll, the more you know what you're doing is right. Keep up the work, CS. Yeah, it's like they say, when you're onto something, they come out. These trolls all come out. They all feel entitled. And what's the crazy part about it too, is I block them, I ban them, and somehow they still find a way to come back. They rechange their name, so like whatever their name is, they reword it, they put a number, and they still come back. So I'm like, they're like they're like bad grass. You can't stop them. It's like they constantly come out here, and that's all they want to do. So it's like, yo, it's crazy. So that's why I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at that and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, completely. Yeah, Gun and his gun lovers, they're all pendejos. Completely. That's why I don't pay attention to them. But I try to go down the comments. Sometimes it's nearly impossible. And another thing too is sometimes, like if I post up a video, YouTube won't notify me of the new comments. I have to literally manually go into the video and read the comments one by one. And that's how I'm filtering them, even though I have a filter on. And then whatever's convenient, they allow or they'll delete or they'll consider spam. So if you see your comments that they're not being posted, it's not that I'm not posting them or allowing them, because when I see them, I hit the like and I hit the heart. So if you see that I hit a heart on your comment, that means I directly saw it. But sometimes I'll go back and I see, oh, hold on, I just liked your comment. They go and take off the heart. So I have to go and re-like it again. So if you see that I'm liking your same comment 2 or 3 times, that means that they deleted it, meaning YouTube or somebody on YouTube on the other end, they deleted that heart that I posted on your comment, and then it shows that I didn't look at your message. So I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like I just literally like that. And then people are like, yo, they're putting me on spam. Just reword things. You have to say things in a different way, because if not, they have, remember, AI is right now with this whole thing with YouTube and all these social media things. So sometimes you put things, they detect it as spam. So automatically when you put restore Snyderverse, they consider it as spam. That's why I say reword it, play around with it. You have to play in full AI also. Yeah, I heard about that whole traditional 2D animation. That hopefully they stick to that, because we need that. Honestly, when it comes to animation, I enjoy 2D animation much more than this whole new generation type of thing. And we have to give credit to where and what Disney started. When they started off, not only Disney, I know all these other movies and stuff like that in the entertainment business, they all started with 2D. But then they got lazy, and then now you have AI, so they're making everything much faster because of the AI. But there's more enjoyment when you watch a 2D type of movie like it was back in the 90s and the 80s, because of course you could see, yeah, and even though it has a little bit of mistakes here and there, I mean, it's just more entertaining to me. I don't know. To me, I like those movies much more, and you could see the effort, and it was just more. They had heart, they had passion. Like you could see the animators, like they were trying to keep us entertained, and that was the whole goal. Now everything looks the same. You have anime that literally they're all using the same program, and it all looks the same. You look at Family Guy, they have the regular 2D, but then they have new software that it turns certain angles and it looks 3D. And I'm like, hold on, that's 3D right there. 2D, 3D. And it's like you have these games that they do that and stuff like that. To me, it just takes away the talent, just because it's not original. And it's like, okay, yeah, it could be original art and stuff like that, but it's just not original, like in the sense where it's like, okay, somebody actually drew that, took the time, and they gave us that. Now it's just, okay, you could put it on the computer AI, and boom, it just generates it, and it just completely turns whatever you want into that scene, or whatever is that they're using and things like that. But it is what it is. Today's technology is being overtaken by AI, and that's the future. That, along with digital, is going to be the future. Look at what Nintendo's doing with the new Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I'm not in a rush to get that, honestly. it's just crazy. It's crazy, like they're just trying to find any way to get us, like it's nuts. It's nuts, and but it's business, and it's the future. So that's understandable. But at the same time, it's like some things are just, what, like, damn, capital WTF, And with that, Minecraft is one of them. Minecraft is in my head, WTF, honestly. Who would have thought? Yes, I admit it. I was the one saying that it was going to flop and it was going to tank. And what? Big deal. It made money. It's winning. Congrats. Congrats. I'm not going to sit here and be a hater. I'm going to tell you straight up. Well done, WB. Well fucking done. You know? How'd you do that? I have no clue. Capital WTF. That's how I see it. But whatever. Even though you're about to make $1 billion, I wouldn't surprise. You have to also see the factors. There's nothing else planned to compete against Minecraft. Literally. There's no other movie. There's no Marvel movie. There's nothing to compete against that. So whoever did that for that window, well played. Well played. They did good. I'm not gonna sit here and say otherwise. Yeah. I'm not watching Minecraft. Like I haven't put no money towards it. So at least on that part I'm happy. And even though when it does hit, maybe when it hits HBO Max, and just to let y'all know, like the other day I know I said that I'm watching the Last of Us. I'm not paying for it. I'll just leave it at that. You get what I'm saying? So, if you get my drift, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not paying for it. So, but I am watching it. How? That's my little secret. So, we'll leave it at that. So, and the same thing's gonna happen with Minecraft once it goes onto their service. Am I gonna watch it? I'll probably check it out just because hell, not my account. If you get what I'm saying, so. But yeah, it's nuts, So like I said, just moving forward with the channel, I still will be talking about DC, just not as much. So if you guys see that this week I don't post up that many videos, with Superman, and I'll probably put up posts because that's pretty much it's saying all the news and all the update itself. Like there's no need for me to go and make a video and just talk about it and stuff like that. Because I'm telling y'all straight up, I'm drained. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Every time I open a DC page or something related, on social media, I'm like, let's see what this clown has to say. And every time it gets worse and more worse, and I'm like, damn, yo, like the level of stupidity is just more embarrassing, it's more cringe. And I'm like, this is what the studio wanted. They gave a quality for all this nonsense, and it's like, all right, we'll find out and we'll see what's gonna happen on July 11th. I will keep on talking about it, but I'm probably gonna slow down a lot on the videos just because I really don't want to focus on that and stuff like that. And at the same time, I don't really want to give any more publicity to James Gunn and his DCU. I will still be talking about the DCEU, things that could have been, things that happened, like I know there's always something that we could talk about, and just being able to talk with y'all and stuff like that, it's just it brings joy, honestly. Because when I make these videos, I don't sit here and be like, "Oh, I wonder how many views it's gonna get." How many? You get what I'm saying? I'm just like, "Yo, I know people are gonna enjoy this." And I wish I could put video footage, like I said, but I'm not going to because I'm not about to get hit with copyright strikes. And all those channels that you're seeing out there that they're playing videos in their backgrounds, all of those channels are making money, but all that profit is going directly to whoever owns those movie clips that you see, whether it's Universal, whether it's um WB, Marvel, Disney, the list continues. All of those videos, yes, they're probably making money off of it, but the content creator is not getting 1 cent from it. It goes directly to those corporations because once they file a copyright on your video on the other side that you guys don't see, you can't fight it. You just can't, because that's their content. And that's why I don't put no type of content of that stuff on my videos. You'll see a picture and things like that, but you're not going to see that. And you'll see memes too because, I mean, memes are crazy. And that's nuts. Seeing how many memes are coming out for Superman is nuts on a daily basis. It's just crazy how people come up with these memes. And that's what tells you this is exactly what people are expecting from this. I don't expect nothing good from it. Honestly, I don't. But if it does become like Minecraft, capital WTF. That's all I have to say. If that happens, I'm hoping it's not. But if it does, I'm telling y'all straight up, I don't know. I don't know what happens after that. Honestly, it's like we'll see, we'll see, and that's what all these James Gunn fans are just trying to do. Every day, it's always the same thing. It's tough. It's crazy. Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, once the thing goes into the domain, the public domain. Yeah, like Winnie the Pooh. That's crazy what they're doing with what is it? That horror movie with Winnie the Pooh? I tried watching some of it. I was like, yeah, I can't get through this honestly. Like it's nice the production for it to be a low budget, and now I think they're doing a Bambi. I'm telling you again, social media. This is what happens. It's like that's what's selling. Who would have thought? The same thing with that movie, which is the one with the clown, Art the Clown. I can't remember what's his name. I can't remember right now, but the one he has black and white face paint and what they made like three movies, and then they made one in the theaters last year. Like, who would have thought that that was going to get to where it's at? Kudos to them. Like props. Well played, but yeah, Terrifier. There you go, and it's just completely like what the hell. It just gets to that point where it's like what the hell, what the actual yeah, man. It's that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many movies that are coming out with quality, and it's like they're not even being, they're not making numbers, and I get it. People just don't want to go out like they used to no more to like to these movies, unless it's like something ridiculous like Minecraft, and the power of social media is just making everybody just, oh, especially the new generation. It's like I just don't understand. I really don't understand that sense of humor. I don't know. I don't know. I've tried. It's just not for me. And whatever the audience is for that, kudos to them. They're making profit. That's all that matters. Was I wrong about that it was gonna tank? Yeah, I was wrong. And what? It's like it is what it is. I'm not sitting here and be like, oh no, nah. They're making money. All right, congrats. But it's still not gonna save them because those stocks are still down in the dump, and that tells you everything. You know. But yeah, with that, like I said, I'm gonna be working on the next video that I have. It will be Rebel Moon related. So, again, just when the video comes up, just show your love, just show the support, watch it, hit the like, all that helps the algorithm, and we'll go from there. But like I said, I will be talking about different things just besides DC. So if this week you see it has to be something like, wow, we really have to talk about this, then I'll talk about it. If not, I'll just put up posts and stuff like that and keep y'all updated and things like that. So appreciate that, Leroy. Appreciate everybody that's watching and stuff like that. All right, let me just see. Yeah, the Cape Crusader. I still haven't seen it. It just doesn't drag my attention, but I hear good things about it. So that's what matters. In the end, this is what matters. If you enjoy it and you like it, good. It's not for everybody. We know that all these movies, all these games, all this entertainment is not for everybody. Like this weekend, I wasn't able to go watch The Accountant 2 yet, but I am gonna try to go watch it during the week, especially in the week because there's less people in the theaters. Like nobody's out there on a Tuesday or Wednesday watching a movie because they gotta go to work the next day. So I suggest if you ever go to the theaters, go on the weekday because it's more chill and you don't gotta worry about people around you, kids screaming, yelling, and crying and stuff like that. So it's much more chill, and you can sit wherever you want. I don't know. I just find it more relaxing. And instead of going on the weekend when everybody's there, parking is a nightmare. Just the parking alone, just like the hell, it's like, yeah. That's why, like to me, I prefer streaming because it's more convenient, it's more comfortable, it's just more easier. But I will be seeing that, and from what I'm seeing and hearing the reviews, a lot of people are saying that it's so. So I'm like, oh no, I hope it doesn't. Again, I hope social media hasn't influenced that movie to completely make it kind of like cheesy and stuff like that. So we'll see. Hopefully I could get to go see it this week sometime, and I can make some time for it. Yeah, the first one was awesome. Honestly, the first one was amazing, and it's like if the second one, I hope the second one lives up to it, honestly. But I've been hearing a lot of mixed reactions, so and I don't know. Again, it's like people don't want to go see good movies anymore. But I don't know. I guess it's 2025, so that's where we're at right now. But yeah. So again, with that being said, I want to thank y'all for watching, for tuning in, all that good stuff. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you just came through with this channel, all that good stuff. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching and peace.